I'm Jessie, and I work with the Lisa Abbott Team. Lisa's feeling a little bit under the weather for this video, so you're stuck with me. There's lots of things people don't realize about Oshawa when they're buying here. Like, do you know the flight paths of the Oshawa Airport? Or did you know that there's a list of registered to-unit dwellings? Today, I'm going to cover some tips and tricks that are going to help you if you want to buy a home in Oshawa. Quickly, before we jump into that, Lisa and I are Oshawa Realtors, and we serve Durham Region, Peterborough, Port Hope, and surrounding areas, and we make video content for people who buy and sell here. If you want to see more of these videos, please click the like button and subscribe to our channel. It also helps it reach other people who are hoping to see content like this too. And as always, if you want to talk to us, click the link in the description for our Calendly and choose a time that works for you. We're always happy to chat. First, I'm going to give you some general buyer tips. Then I'm going to give you some Oshawa specific tips. And finally, I'll give you some resources that you can access yourself. Our first buyer tip is something that is smart to do no matter what the area is, even if you're already familiar with the area. It's always best to schedule your showings during the day, that way you have enough light to see the condition of the exterior of the home. But one thing many people forget to do is do a drive-by in the evening. And ask yourself, would you feel comfortable walking around that area? Do you see other people walking around that area? Are they walking their dogs? That sort of stuff. And as one of my favorite couples to work with say, does it pass the vibe check? But seriously, how does it feel? You want to make sure that you feel safe in an area that you're living in, and it can feel very different during the day than it does at night. Another great idea is when you have the chance, maybe take a walk through the neighborhood, see if there's anybody who's on their porch or walking their dog, and maybe just ask them and see if they think that there's anything to watch out for in that neighborhood. Some neighbors love to spill the beans on what's happening, so don't be afraid to knock on a couple doors and see if they like the area. They can give you some real insight that you wouldn't have discovered otherwise until after you move in. Also, give the address a quick Google search. You never know what's going to come up. If you have a home to sell too, check in with your mortgage broker about bridge financing and what the cost will be. Bridge financing will allow you to close on your purchase before you close on your sale. It makes the process go smoother and it'll allow you time to do things like paint or clean or, move your furniture in over a couple days. It's usually relatively inexpensive, but can save you a lot of headaches and stress on the move day. And our last general tip is really just beware of what you're signing. At some point in the process, you'll have to sign a buyer representation agreement. Just make sure you understand exactly what you're signing. When does the agreement expire? What area is included in the agreement? Does that agent work those areas? Are they available and working full time? And how is their communication? Do they pass the vibe check? I'll include a link to our Home Buyer's Guide PDF in the description, which includes a copy of the buyer representation agreement in plain language in case you don't speak lawyer. Now on to some Oshawa area specific tips. A lot of people hear about North Oshawa being the better area, and that's not necessarily true across all of North Oshawa. Though it is a great area, there are some things to look out for. Around the university and Durham College, there are a lot of large, expensive homes that are perfect for families. But there are also a ton of homes in that area that are being rented to students, and it can really vary from street to street. Another thing to note is the dump is in North Oshawa and located on Ritson Road North. Homes located in close proximity, especially those backing directly onto the dump, can experience unpleasant noises and smells, especially in the summer. We know somebody who lived up that way and backed directly onto the dump, and they would say that they would hear bottles breaking as people would toss their stuff away. Also in the north end, not that far away from the dump, there are large hydro towers. And I know for some people that can be a real deal breaker. There are a few more areas that have kind of a higher concentration of hydro towers. One of them specifically, I know the Addersley area right near Crowell's and Addersley Public School. So there are hydro towers out that way as well. On Taunton Road, just east of Thornton, there's also the Oshawa Airport. It may be worth looking up the flight paths of planes coming and going because it does carry through such a large area and in all directions. From 10:30 p.m. to 6:30 a.m., it is restricted to just police, medical, industrial, and returning flights, but I would recommend looking up the flight paths. And if you do end up viewing homes in that area, stick around and see if you notice a lot of planes and see if you notice if the noise is going to bother you. I'll include a link to the map of the flight paths in this video as well. If noise is a concern, also be cautious of your proximity to the train tracks in Oshawa. There are tracks that run along the 401 through Durham Region, and even if you're not directly backing on to the train tracks, sometimes the vibration and the noises can still be heard and felt even if you're a couple blocks away. A cool area to maybe keep your eye on too is that strip just west of Thornton. So it's really Oshawa-Whitby border. So you get really close to Whitby, but you're still Oshawa prices. And there's also a great mix of homes in that area. So you get semi-detached, links, and detached homes. And in the northern section, you also have some Jeffrey homes. And for those of you who don't know, Jeffrey Homes is a well-respected and well-established builder. And they make great homes. The location's also fantastic because it's located right between Thixon Road and Stevenson Road, and they both have 401 access. You're close to the Oshawa Centre, the Kendallwood Plaza, and you don't have to venture too far to get all of your shopping done. If you're looking for a more unique home or layout that's still affordable, you might want to try the Cherry Down area or the Waverley Annapolis area. And what I really love that's unique about those areas is you can find some semi-side split homes. Now, semi-back splits are a little bit more common, but some of the corner lots in those areas will have a semi-back split on one side and a semi-side split on the other side. Usually split-level semis offer more space and they feel larger, and they offer more degrees of separation, especially if you have teenagers or aging teenagers that will really enjoy those levels of separation there. Now, I won't go into those areas too much because we did also do our favorite most affordable areas video, which if you're curious, you can also check out. But lastly, here are some resources that you might not have known about, but you should definitely use to your advantage. I will include links in the description for everything that I've talked about in the video. The two that I am going to mention are the City of Oshawa specific, and the first one is the property tax calculator. And buyers may find it especially useful if they're trying to go for a mortgage pre-approval and they're hoping to give the mortgage broker a more specific number for property tax purposes. Property tax can impact your qualification, and so you just want to make sure that you're giving a more accurate number, a closer number to what you would actually be paying. Of course, on a specific property you were considering purchasing, your realtor would definitely verify this too, but you can always do a quick check yourself. The next great resource that Oshawa has is a publicly available list of registered 2-unit dwellings. Now, this list is great whether you're an investor or you're just thinking about buying for yourself. If you are an investor, it will verify that the home has been legally converted and is currently registered with the city. And if you notice a lot of homes in the same area or on the same street are registered with a second unit, it may be a good indicator that you could do the same to a similar home, but it doesn't guarantee it. But if you're buying for yourself, it can also be a good indicator of how many homes in that area are being used as 2-unit rentals with tenants, as opposed to single-family homes that are owner-occupied. And for some people, that can make a big difference. I hope you found this video helpful. This is by no means an exhaustive list of everything that goes into making that important purchasing decision, but just a few tips to help you out. Thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the video. There's links in the description to everything that we had talked about today, including our buyer's guide and all of the resources that we mentioned. You can also book a call with Lisa and myself if you have any questions about buying or selling in Durham Region using our Calendly link below. Thanks for watching. Bye!